the golden class. Thank you. You may be seated.
Good afternoon. And welcome to our All-Bennett Luncheon, the exciting time when we show how much we love Bennett College. Before I get started, I do want to recognize several people who served in this capacity before I did. Would the former presidents of the Bennett College National Alumni Association please stand? Deborah Love, Gladys Robinson, Audrey Franklin, Marion Bell, Lisa Johnson. Did I miss anyone? Thank you so very much for your prior service and for enabling us to come this far. I would like also to say thank you for all of our guests who've come today, and I'd like to particularly recognize the person who became an honorary Bennett Bell today. Now she's Dr. Linda Bozeman. And thank you very much. I'm sure there'll be further introductions later on, but we want to get moving with the program so that you can give all that money to Bennett College. Okay. Gladys.
Good afternoon, my Bennett sisters and all guests. It is certainly wonderful. This is always, and I don't tell the students I said it because they're beautiful too, but this audience, when we come together at the luncheon, is one of the most beautiful audiences and activities of the weekend. And so it's my pleasure to greet you on behalf of the Board of Trustees. Some of you were at commencement, so you saw our trustees today. We had quite a few there, and I think we have one or two here. Do we have any trustees here? Okay, Sarah Wren, our faculty person, and I thought I saw Arnetta. But on behalf of, you see it, and Gwen Rice, of course, represents you on the Board of Trustees. But we want to thank you for your support. The discussion all the time at the board meeting is, okay, our alums gonna pull us out. And we always do. We've been doing that for years. So I want to thank you so much. Thank you, the 50th year class, for really making a statement. You do every year. So we look forward to it, but thank you so much for coming back. And those of you who have come, how many of you are here for the first time since you graduated? Okay, well, Gwen's gonna make sure you come back every 5 years at least, but you should come back every year. So we thank you. We look forward to a really engaging and fun time.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Bennett Bells. I am so glad to be here at the All-Bennett Luncheon to fellowship with you. It's not lost on me that this luncheon is one of the highlights of your alumni weekend and the highlight of my weekend as well. Therefore, at this time, I'd like to ask you to join me in giving a round of applause to the NAA President and Executive Cabinet for planning this event. Please give them a round of applause. I would like to also thank my staff, Ms. Audrey Demps Franklin and Ms. Yolanda Johnson, and the rest of the advancement staff, and our new person joining us today, our new acting Vice President for Institutional Advancement, Mr. Mason. Please stand, and the rest of the staff over here, social media, and Tom Liston to please stand as well. Please also join me in applauding everyone else who worked with Audrey and Yolanda to make this luncheon happen as well. Thank you. Usually when I speak at an All-Bennett alumni to stand and be recognized, but because all of you are alumni, I'm not going to ask you to stand, but I'd like to ask people that are not alumni to please stand and give the alumni a round of applause. The rest of you, my table, staff, and the rest of you. Thank you. As you know, last night we had an outstanding baccalaureate speaker featuring the Reverend Jesse L. Jackson as our keynote speaker. For those of you who couldn't attend or didn't get a chance to watch it via live stream, that option is still available to you on our website. Trust me, it's worth watching. From the melodies of sounds of the choir to Dr. Julianne Malvo's introduction of Reverend Jackson to his baccalaureate address, the event was truly outstanding. And this afternoon, or this morning, and of course this morning, we had commencement exercises on the quadrangle. You'll be happy to know that you rank among the 78, well, let me start this over. You'll be happy to know that your ranks have increased by 78 new graduates today. And I am certain those young ladies are just as talented, competent, and confident as all of you were when you walked through the building gates to receive your degree on your special day. I am extremely proud our graduate, Shawnee McMichael, the valedictorian, who has been accepted at Columbia University to pursue her master's degree. Shawnee is one of many from the class of 2018 who will further her studies. While I wish each of the 78 young women only the best, I quietly hope that all will be devoted to Bennett College, as each of you has been. I am truly grateful to all of you for your support of your beloved alma mater. Your contributions to the college are invaluable. And please know, I'm not talking only about your financial assistance, but by the many ways that you commit to Bennett College. The money you bless Bennett with helps to provide much-needed scholarship dollars to those who cannot afford to come or to pay. And for that, I am grateful. But you also give to Bennett in other ways. Some of you serve as mentors to our students. Some of you help arrange for internships for our students at your places of business. Some of you stop by campus from time to time. And while you're there, you check in on some of our students to see how they're doing. You never know how far a simple act of kindness, such as spending a few moments chatting with the student, will go. No matter how you've contributed to Bennett College, please know that I speak on behalf of our Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and students when I say a most heartfelt thank you to all of you. Continue enjoying your alumni weekend. Again, thank you for your support of Bennett College. Thank you.
Welcome. I'm delighted to be here again, for those of you who've been seeing me quite frequently. I'm also a Bennett Bale, class of 1969, so I'll be sitting there hopefully next year. And I think you're a hard act to follow. I texted my colleagues, my classmates, and told them we had a hard act to follow, so hopefully we'll do it well next year. You should know, I want to say something to you, and I'm going to try to say it off the cuff. When I came to Bennett after 35 years as an administrator, teacher, and a researcher from different schools. And one of the things that I came away with is that most of them had the same thing in common. They wanted to educate their students. They wanted to make sure that they had the skills and the knowledge to compete. And that is especially relevant given the complexities that we face today. And I say that because I was talking to someone who said to me, you've never been a provost before. And I said, you were not either before you became a provost. I said, I think the skills that I have and the training I have will let me do what I have to do at Bennett. I came to Bennett while I was on my way to another job. One of the Bennett Bales called me and said, why go to Duke when you can come to the best? So I applied for the job, and I haven't looked back since. And I say that because I think I have come to a place where I love the faculty. You should know that the faculty really appreciates you as alums. And when I talk to them about some of the things that we have to do, I'm pleased because I have their support. One of the things that I learned going up the academic hierarchy, if you don't have your faculty with you, you won't accomplish what you want. And we have a faculty that loves Bennett, but this year they have faced a very difficult situation. As you know, we've had to make some changes. But I've been amazed by the fact that they have hung in there with me, and I think I have their respect. I think they also like me. At least they say that. But I just want to say to you that the faculty and the staff really appreciate you, and they realize that if you were not there, sitting there and providing your finances, there would be no Bennett. So thank you very much.
Is Monica Lewis here? Please come up. Monica Lewis represents the silver class, the class of 1993. They've been away from us for 25 years. Well, I won't say they've been away from us. They've been away from Bennett as students for 25 years, and they're back to celebrate their silver anniversary. Welcome, Monica.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you. It's hard to believe that it's been 25 years. For some of you all I've spoken to, it's been 5, 10 years, and all of these beautiful ladies sitting in front of me that danced in, it's been 50 years. So I just wanted to share for briefly a few minutes today and just kind of reflect and remember some of the seeds that have been sown in our lives when we attended Bennett in our Bennett years. One of those seeds, which is very important to me, is our sisterhood. I see it today, and I've seen it through my years since leaving Bennett, while I was there, but more so after I left Bennett. I want to liken it to that of an oak tree. The roots get deeper and wider and just stronger over time. And that's what I've seen happen in our sisterhood and our bond through the years. We support one another, we encourage one another, we uplift one another, near or far. I've seen it in the milestones in our lives through the birth of our children, deaths of some of our classmates, of some of our fellow Bennett Bales, and through, just life milestones. We support one another, and for that, I say thank you. On behalf of my class, I say thank you. Another seed that was sown, which kind of makes me laugh a little bit came in the form of our beloved ACES, our Academic Cultural Enrichment Series. So many seeds we received during those attending our series, but one that means the most to me, especially in her passing, were seeds for us. The class of '93 was when Dr. Maya Angelou came to speak and gave us a few words that shaped who we are today. I believe that Dr. Angelou was the originator of Black Girl Magic. I think the origin of Black Girl Magic was born in the words of what it means to be a phenomenal woman. She shared many nuggets throughout her life, and one that I'd like to share with you means a lot to me. I kind of live my life by it, but she says that life loves the liver of it. And I just encourage you to continue, no matter where you are at this time in your life, to continue living and live it courageously. And that leads me to my last seed that I think we received at Bennett. It was confidence. It was confidence to live our lives courageously. We do it every day. We do it when we are giving back in our communities, when we're raising our families, when we come, we support one another, and even how we flourish on our jobs. I think everything that we do as Bells, we do it well. After all, it takes a Bell to do it well, right? So with that, I'm going to close and just say, I welcome you on behalf of the ladies at my table, the class of 1993. We welcome you and we encourage you to celebrate the good gendered here in this Bennett sisterhood. Thank you.
And now you'll hear from our newest alumna, Brooke Kane, Miss Bennett College, for the coming year.
An education that teaches you to understand something about the world has done only half of the assignment. The other half is to teach you to do something about making the world a better place. Johnetta B. Cole. Bennett College Board of Trustees, Chairwoman Gladys A. Robinson, members of the Board of Trustees, President Phyllis Worthy Dawkins, the 50th year class, the National Alumnae Association, public officials, members of the clergy, administrators, faculty, and staff of Bennett College, good afternoon. I am Brooke Kane, a rising senior a rising senior political science major hailing proudly from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and I am the newly elected Miss Bennett College for the academic year of 2018-2019. I bring you greetings from the student body. We are delighted that you all are here today on this beautiful alumnae weekend. We are always excited to see our alum because it gives us hope that one day we will be just like you. The alum of Bennett College always give back, whether it's financially, spiritually, and educationally. My Bennett sisters and I are so inspired by all of you. Our alum have changed the world in many ways and have helped Bennett College to be more than just a hidden figure in today's world. Some of our alums, such as Dr. Dorothy Brown, a medical pioneer, educator, and community leader, Senator Dr. Gladys Robinson, Linda Brown, and many others that have inspired us to achieve our goals and to believe that anything is possible. Bennett College has taught me that our sisterhood extends beyond these gates. The perfect example of sisterhood are you, my Bennett sisters, here in this room today. I see the unbreakable bond that you all have with one another. And thus far, my Bennett College experience has nurtured me that the inner strength that I did not know I had. My platform when I ran was Strength of the Bell. It means endeavors to promote strength, and it will help us become better people and better Bennett Bells. As our alum, you all give us strength every day to show us that our work does not stop here at Bennett College. It continues out the rest of our lives. Our student body wants you to continue giving back to Bennett and keep motivating us to become better Bennett Bells. We ask you to visit more often to our campus and allow me and my Bennett sisters to know you more. You are invited to host programs and tell us more about your Bennett experience because your experience is still valuable. These experiences motivate us to become better Bennett sisters and future leaders in this changing world. In closing, I personally thank you for your presence here, for helping us keep our school strong. Bennett bells are strong and they're ringing historically, and it brings communities together. As Bennett bells, we are strong and we hold ourselves to a higher standard because a Bennett bell is a phenomenal woman. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all of you who brought greetings. I know you probably wonder if I'm losing it because I keep messing up, but I want you all to know that I graduated 57 years ago. So I hope that will explain some of this. Now, I am so proud to see these women who are 50 years, and it is just, you know, Bennett, I've known about Bennett since I was a little girl. And so Bennett is just part of me, and I guess just when I'm here, it just exudes. But my oldest sister graduated in '49, and some of you remember her. My late sister LaVon graduated in 1953, and her classmates are here. And so many of you who are not our classmates remember her. And then my youngest sister Marilyn graduated in 1965. And so many of you have come up to say, you know, how's Marilyn? Is she coming? And then my granddaughter came up just a few minutes ago from Fort Bragg. She graduated in 2010. Toy, please stand and represent. This is my family who came to be with me today. So Bennett is very much a part of me, and so you have to forgive me because I didn't do all of my homework. I had so much homework to do. I never had so much homework, even when I was at Bennett, to get this stuff done. But anyway, I think it's a lovely program planned for us today, and we want to move on. And who's going to lead us in the grace? Is Trita here? Trita, please lead us in grace as you did yesterday. Trita, please lead us in grace.
Up there, right there.
Huh?
They can't hear her. She has to come up.
Come on up. I just realized I didn't have it.
Thank you for the opportunity. And I will say, as I did yesterday, that I'm going to do this in remembrance and honor of my mom, Elizabeth Ellen Edwards Berry, who finished class of '39. She did celebrate her 75th reunion here in 2014. I will tell you, like I told them, I'm going to start it off, and then I will go into harmony doing the alto part as I did at Bennett College. Okay?
We'll help you.
Thou art great and thou art good, and we thank thee for this food. By thy hand thus we be fed. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Amen. Thank you.
Now dinner is about to be served. Enjoy. Bon appetit. if you haven't gotten them or while you're waiting for your desserts, I just want to make a couple of commercials, but by way of an announcement that it will be a commercial. How many of you in here are NAA Life members? Could you raise your hands or stand up? Raise your hands. Okay, very good. How many of you are regular members? Okay. I think we have some work to do. But I want to make this commercial. Effective July the 1st, all dues are going up. They have gone up effective July the 1st. But right now, you can get in at the rate of $500 to be a life member. And you don't have to pay the whole $500 now. You can pay it in three-year increments. So that's very inexpensive. Please take advantage of that and join the NAA now. You can see Marilyn King Lewis. Marilyn, could you raise your hand? Marilyn, are you in the room? Marilyn's back there in the corner. Please see Marilyn. Our financial secretary could not be with us today. Elaine Gibbs Jones was unable to be with us, and I want you to keep her in your prayers. But please join the NAA. I also want to take this time to introduce. Could I have your attention, please? I want to introduce you to our officers who are here today. Our first vice president, who is Yardley Hunter. Our second vice president, and you'll be hearing from her later when she presents the awards. Our second vice president is Melissa Watson. She too could not be with us because of work commitments. And our third, our recording secretary is Joyce Valentine, who's walking over there and who keeps us in order and in terms of records, etc. And our treasurer is Marilyn Lewis, who's over in the corner. And our parliamentarian is Sharice Simpson. Sharice, where are you? Thank you. Raise your hand. We also have some committee chairs. Maxine Womble-Bakeman, who you will hear from later. Our fundraising chair. Also our recruitment chair, Kenya Gray. Kenya, are you here? Okay, she's right there. Our technology and communications chair, one of our co-chairs, Bria Robinson, who is at the table here this morning. And our, I don't believe she's here, our academic affairs co-chair. And Deborah Love is our student affairs chair. We also have 3 regional coordinators here with us today. Janet Peterson, who comes from the Pacific area. Janet, would you raise your hand? From the Pacific area. We have Sarah Brody Sharp, who is our Southeast Regional Coordinator. And the third one is, I'm sorry. Kanika, where are you? Kanika represents the Washington-Baltimore area, the Northeast region. Kanika, where are you? I think Kanika has stepped out. I want to also give a special shout out to the women of Greensboro, North Carolina, the Greensboro, North Carolina chapter. Could you please raise your hands? We could not have this function were it not for our Greensboro Bells. They're here, they do the work where we are far away from home. They're here, they're mentoring students, they're doing many things. Of course, some come from other areas that do the same, but I just want you to recognize our Greensboro Bells. We could not survive without you. Now it's time to recognize our classes. I want to start out with the class of 1943. That's the 75-year class. I guess you call them Platinum Bells. Is there anyone here from the class of 1943? Am I missing anybody? Okay. The class of 1948, are you in the room? Stand up and let them see you. The class of 1953. The class of 1958. That's the 60-year class. The 60-year class. The class of 1963. Class, the 65-year class, 55-year class. And the class of 1968, the 50-year class. Our golden bells, our golden bells. Tomorrow morning you will hear much more from the Golden Bells. They will be conducting our white breakfast, so we look forward to that moment and to their stories. The class of 1973. The 45-year class. The class of 1978, the 40-year class. You're getting louder and louder. Class of 1983. 35 years. The class of 1988. 30 years. The class of 1993, the 25-year class. Yay! The class of 1998, the 20-year class. The class of 2003, the 15-year class. The class of 2008, the 10-year class. The 10-year class. Okay. The class of 2013, the 5-year class. Thank you all for being here. This is just a wonderful occasion. Right now, we're going to move on. Well, I think the desserts have not all been served, so we'll wait a few minutes until the desserts have all been served.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so long.
With that, so I'm
up your sentence, finish up your walk, and look forward to seeing you in 2 minutes. To the National Alumni Association. This year we present our National Alumni Association 2018 honorees. And because we know Bennett Bells can read, we will not go through all the narrative, but I will highlight a few in case you want to look up versus looking down, okay? The first award is the Elise Randall Colston Award. Belle Deborah Tillman Love, the class of '79, Greensboro Alumni Chapter and Bennett College National Alumni Association life member, has exemplified the essence of the Elise Randall Colston Award her entire life, and the National Alumni Association and the Bennett College family has prospered from her years of unselfish contributions to their growth and development. For all of you from Washington, D.C., she is a native. And to all of you very familiar with the National Alumni Association, she has served every single position except for financial secretary, and she served 2 terms as president. She's a member of AKA, a member of the Oak Ridge Baptist Church, very active with Career Girls R2S, and also she's been involved with not just the Greensboro chapter, but Metro Washington, D.C., Greater New York, and Baltimore. We have to signify these things, you know that. You get jealous if you think we own her, you know that. And Baltimore, Maryland, past president. One of the things that her nominee said was that she is by far the most visible belle in the campus dorms, at school events, and among student discussions on understanding the traditions and responsibilities of a Bennett Belle. Be advised that Deborah Tillman Love was mentored by Elise Randall Colston. And through that inspiration, she emulated the passion, the goals, and all the actions of Elise. Deborah's life is balanced as a devoted mother and 2 grown children, Courtney Denise and Christopher William, both of Charlotte, as well as her lifelong devoted Bennett College National Association alumni. With great pride and respect, I present to you the Elise Randall Colston Service Award recipient, Deborah Tillman Love, class of '79.
Here she is in the booth. Okay, right here. Come on. You got close.
Thank you. I'm going to ask my children to come forward because the first time I was national president, my first year, Dr. Scott, I was under you, you were president, I was pregnant with Courtney. She's my oldest. And when I left during my first administration of 4 years, I was pregnant with Christopher. So come on up here, kids, because they have been my supporters and cornerstone. And they deserve this as much as I do. But I want to truly thank the National Alumni Association, especially Greensboro chapter, for the nomination. I'm here only by the grace of God. And there are so many people who shaped my life at Bennett. While I was a student, therefore, I especially want to highlight one being Elise Randall Colston, one being our beloved Dean, Marianne Scarlett, who I worked for 4 years. Dr. Scarlett, please stand up. I worked for her for 4 years. And you know, between typing and talking, she just poured Bennett College into me. And Jimmy Gravely, who is in the alumni office. And Audrey Franklin. These ladies were here when I was a student, and they're still pouring into my life. I want to thank, I have a ride and die. This was my classmate from, I've known her for 43 years, so she has been beside me thick and thin. Gala Cooper, my classmate, my ride and die, my family, all of those, so many of you have poured into my life, and I thank you so much, and I honor Bennett College because it made me the woman that I am today, and I will, until I no longer have breath in my life, I will be a supporter of my beloved alma mater, so thank you so very much.
The Achievement Award. We have on here doctor, but she made it clear that she's still working on her homework. So she's a candidate for doctorate. When I crossed it out, I said to myself, no, I'm gonna tell her to claim it anyway. Claim it. But Alice Jones Chanel, say it right, okay, class of '96, is this year's Achievement Award recipient. And she has visibly demonstrated outstanding achievement as a businesswoman and as a proud Bennett National alumna from Eastern North Carolina Alumni Chapter, where she serves as the chapter recruitment chair and the chaplain. She works a lot with parents and students. She educates them every single chance she can. Testing, applications, FAFSA. And in response, one parent said during her work, she has been a person of great influence on young, impressionable minds and an inspiration to everyone she meets. In fact, this particular parent in the recommendation says she even sent her son to make sure that he got the information as well. Her life motto is, to be used by God is the highest honor. And she uses that honor as she invests her life as a wife to her childhood friend, is it Quindell? okay, Quindell Chanel, and together they share the joy of rearing two amazing young men, Seth and Caleb. And in the middle, you can see all the wonderful things she's done as a professional in her field when it comes to marketing, money, management, budgeting, and dealing with, it looks like over, 5 states that you deal with? 5 counties at one time, trying to keep all of them in a balance. With great pride and respect, we give the Achievement Award to our soon-to-be Dr. Alice Jones Chanel, class of '96.
Thank you. Those are my line sisters standing up, Fall 95, Omicron Delta. I honor you all of God's creation in this room, and I especially honor my Boaz who sits to the right of me, and Minister Quindell Chanel, and those amazing young men that are back home doing what they do, which is prepare for the future. The 2 things I would like to say: Bennett College is my Bethel. Just like in the Word, when Joshua was at a place of not, in the Word, when he was not sure, he found his place and he named it Bethel. And I named Bennett College my Bethel. That's where I found myself. The second thing I will say as an Achievement Award winner is you reap what you sow. And I can tell you, I will not go down the list because I can check some of the very same names that Sister Deborah called out, but there are many of you who were able to sow into my life, and I was able to not only grow, but then I became flourishing that I could sow into others. So I call myself blessed because of that. And the last challenge I would say unto you, people, God's creation, is that when Peter had failed, Jesus said, "Yet I prayed for you." And once you are converted, you are to go back and strengthen your brother. So those of you that have made it and you've converted and you're sure, reach back and convert your brother. Be strong with your brother and your sister. I thank you, and I am humbly excited to have received this acknowledgement. May God bless each of you.
Come back here. I can't do that. Well, you can see she's a high achiever, don't you? Congratulations. This one is an honor, a true honor. The Young Alumni Award. When the Young Alumni Award recipient, Ray Robinson, class of 2015, joined the San Francisco Bay Area Alumni Chapter, she brought an igniting personality and a genuine demonstrative love for Bennett College. It's not often young people encourage senior alumni. It's not often when young people light the fire to veteran graduates, but Ray did it. She found ways to work within the chapter and within the community, brought students to the campus. We're talking across country. Kept up with those students, followed up with those students, and how many students do we have coming? 6. And we have 6 of those students from the San Francisco area coming because of this young alumni. Not only has she made it known that she's bringing the students in, but she's made the San Francisco Bay Area Alumni Chapter known throughout that community. And she also makes sure that the obstacles are cleared by setting up scholarships to make sure those young people are successful here on the campus. She puts the money where it's supposed to count for those students. Understand, too, that the Bay Area, regards our Belle Robinson as a powerful asset to their membership as she actively engages in not only recruitment but also in other committees. A loving wife to husband Dwayne and a devoted mother to, it's not 10 months anymore, I guess it's 11 months now? Not 9 months, okay. I wanted to count the birthday. Isaiah, Belle Robinson unselfishly gives much of her time, talents, and gifts to her dear alma mater's efforts. The Bay Area Alumni Chapter considers Belle Robinson invaluable to their membership as well as an exemplary model of a young Belle alumna. I present to you the Young Alumni Award recipient, say it again, Bria Robinson Pope, class of 96. Now, Bria, are you class of 96 or 15? Class of 2015. They got to type wrong. You have something to say? Okay, say something first.
Hello, everyone. It is truly great to be here. This is my first luncheon. So it's very exciting to see just so many generations of Belles. It really warms my heart. When I was a kid, I can remember my mother, she grew up in a very reserved family, so they would always say, you know, that girl of yours, she asks so many questions. Like, why she asks so many questions? And my mother would tell them, I'm teaching her to use her voice. And so I would ask my grandparents, I would ask my aunts, I would ask my uncles so many questions about how it was back in their time. And they would just say, she's so inquisitive. And, you know, it really, as I got older, it was important to me to know the history of my people. It was important to me to understand, you know, what generations that have come before me have done to pave the way for me to be here. And so I just say that to encourage all of my older Belles to really just show up, answer the questions, be able to really share that history, share that knowledge. And when we come asking questions, it's because we really want to know and we really want to understand. So I just thank you all. I just want to highlight one of my chapter members are here with me today, Cara Herring, as well as Janet. Yes, Tony. Oh, Tony's here. Yes, Tony as well. And Janet Peterson said that she'd be here, but I haven't seen her just yet. Oh, yes. So many of them have poured into me so much. Marilyn Mackle, Melody Dice, Danielle Johnson, Carolyn Silvers, Kim Waller-Ware, Tony Price, Margaret Traylor, Hattie Carwell, and Janet Peterson. I thank you all so much for welcoming me into the Bay Area, and to Sister Gwen. Gwen is how I started off in the Alumni Association. I was driving 12 hours from 2016 graduation, and I got a notification on my phone and it said Chicago Alumni Chapter meeting. Oh my God, might as well go. So after driving 12 hours, didn't stop home, I went to the chapter meeting, and that's where I met Gwen, and that's really where my love for this work, for this organization started. And I just thank you all for being so open, being able to share your stories with me that have kept me in this organization, and it has revitalized me time and time again. And I'm sure I'm way over my time. So I just thank you all for this award. It truly, truly is an honor, and God bless.
Congratulations, Bria. Answer their questions and they'll stay. They'll stay. For those of you who heard me the other day about Friend of Bennett, there's no better friend than a friend of Bennett, one who's always there with you. We already have a lot of our own Bennett Bell friends, but to have someone who understands what we need to have, what we're going through, how we love one another, and how we love our alma mater. Our first friend of Bennett, or our only friend of Bennett, is Miss Thelma Miller Harris. I haven't seen Miss Harris. Okay. I'm here trying to figure out where everybody is right now. Miss Harris, hailing from Lynchburg, Virginia, and she's an Aggie Pride. And she is our Friend of Bennett awardee, and she's a perfect example of a former employee who stays connected, because she worked at Bennett College. And when she left Bennett College, something happened. She couldn't cut the ties. She couldn't disconnect. She just had to stay there. And so even though she left, she came back. She often returned to recruit freshmen from the Lynchburg area, and she participated with her husband, Wiley, his company, General Electric, in recruiting and employing Bennett College students. So she helped with recruitment, and she helped with job placement. And she wasn't a Bennett Belle, but she loved Bennett enough to say, I want to keep on doing it. When she retired, or her husband retired, they came back to Greensboro. And there she still wanted to work with Bennett College. And she's been very, very supportive of Bennett College. As a matter of fact, the Harris family sponsored the Fuse Hall inauguration, the National Alumni Association Bell Ringer Awards Luncheon, the Bennett College Spelman College Concert, the Bennett College UNCF Fundraising Black and White Day Party, the annual fun event, and 3 Greensboro chapter dinner theaters. Now without her soulmate, Wally Harris, Thelma diligently works in hospitality ministry at Oak Ridge First Baptist Church, and she engages as a board member of the Black Arts Theater Festival and continues to maintain lifelong ties with Bennett alumni. As well as she provides generous donations to the Greensboro chapter of the National Alumni Association and to Bennett College. She is truly a friend of Bennett. Without further ado, I present to you Ms. Thelma Miller Harris, Friend of Bennett Award.
Thank you so much. When I was notified that I was receiving an award, I'm like, Lord, what did I do? I was just being me. And I came here to Bennett in the placement office, Career Services Center, and Zep Humphrey was my girl. I ended up moving down the street from her, so we were buddy-buddy. And Mae Nash, I took in a couple of her daughters under my wing, so I just couldn't help it but stay connected to Bennett because of all the young ladies here and the welcome. I was the oldest and only girl in my family with 2 brothers, and I looked forward to getting away and being around other girls and discussing and all. And it didn't work out too good at A&T, so when I came to Bennett, I just fell in love. I had all of these girls to myself, I thought, but I just made the connection, and I just feel within my heart this is something we need. Black women are the backbone of this country. From slavery on up to now, and we have to keep things going. And I support Bennett because I know what you do, and it made a difference for me. And I just can't say enough. I moved to Connecticut with my husband, and I went to the high schools, and I told them, Some of the people there worked with their church and brought buses down, and they were talking about Shaw and Central and all that stuff. And I told them, y'all better go to Greensboro, because Bennett College know what to do with the women. And I said, especially up north, y'all don't know about the South. They kept saying Florida. I'm like, that's not the South? No way. So I always have had Bennett on my mind and my heart. And I appreciate this so much. But I have to tell you one thing. Stand up, Thomas. You never knew that there was a male here at Bennett. I worked, and some of the students, I worked a part-time job afterwards, and some of the students were babysitters for Thomas. And Thomas was, he would say, man on the hall, man on the hall. And even cranky Myra Jones at times, she let him in the cafeteria to eat. So he is half Bennett Bell. But also it's important to me because I've seen the changes in other schools. As she said, I'm from Lynchburg, and we had Randolph-Macon Women's College. And what, 5 or 6 years ago, it became Randolph College because they enrolled males. Sweet Briar has enrolled males now. So Bennett is very, very important. We gotta keep it going. And I just want to thank all of you so much, and God bless.
Award to our dear beloved sister, Dr. Bernadette Gregory Watts, from the class of 1971. I know most of you know Bernadette. Whenever the college is open, she's here, although she lives in Durham. But Bernadette is always here, at least when I come. Dr. Watts has been an exemplary servant leader of the Bennett College National Alumni Association for over 18 years as president of the Durham Alumni Chapter, and she has upheld the 28-year White Breakfast legacy in the Durham Alumni Chapter, expanded the event's popularity and attendance by honoring alumni, church, community, business, and government leaders. As such, Belle Watts has been pivotal in Bennett College, gaining many supporting friends of Bennett. Under her organized and dedicated leadership, the Durham chapter has actively recruited students and provided scholarships. She has personally volunteered to work on campus for special occasions and to conduct student interest workshops. Most important, Belle Watts inspires her membership to embrace young alumni as they return to the Durham area. Specifically, at the end of each year, each Bennett senior from the Durham, North Carolina area receives a personalized note of graduation congratulations from a chapter member with a gift card enclosed. Such a personalized gesture of sisterhood creates a seamless and welcoming transition from pre-alumni status to alumni status. As a result, the Durham Alumni Chapter has historically become a highly effective chapter with dedicated members. When the Southeast region of Delta Sigma Theta sorority adopted Bennett College as its school, Bell Watts appointed Dr. Julian Malvo. Dr. Malvo appointed Bell Watts to expand the support in the Southeast region among Deltas to raise funds to endow a Delta Sigma Theta scholarship. Bell Watts has been unwavering in her enthusiasm for Bennett. She is an encourager, a supporter, and a team player. Most of all, she's a phenomenal Belle. Could you come up now, Bernadette, to receive your award? And I would ask the members of the Durham chapter if they would please stand. Now, it's being led now by Jacqueline Anderson, but all of them are so very close, and Bernadine is held in very high esteem by all of us, but especially the Durham chapter.
Does he want to take the picture first?
No.
Okay.
You do the speech.
Let me first of all thank God Almighty for every breath that I take, for every step that I've had to go forward as well as backward, because it's a part of His divine plan that gives to us the launch for whatever we do. Coming to Bennett College was not on my radar, but that's okay. My childhood friend was here at Bennett, and I came to what was then a Living Madonna Christmas program. Some of you really know about that, especially this 50-year class. And the campus was so serene, and the students were so kind, and I'd been accepted into 6 or 7 other colleges, but I said it was something about Bennett. And then I got money. They gave me a full scholarship. Well, anyway, here we are, 47 years later, and I want to thank the Bennett family. I want to thank my biological family, the Win-Win family. Would you stand? That's here with me, some from North Carolina and some from Florida. You've already thanked my beautiful Durham alumni members, because there is no leadership in singular. Leadership is a team endeavor. And as I have learned and continue to learn, you have to let go of personal, embrace new and energetic ideas, and give it a try. And that's one reason I stayed president for 18 years. Now, it wasn't that I didn't have anything else to do. I've been asked how many hours did I give a week to Bennett. I can't separate that. But let me also say thank you to Dr. Gloria Scott. Dr. Scott initiated a new endeavor, Dr. Dawkins. When I received my doctorate at North Carolina State University, she came to be a part of the conferring Chancellor Monteith at NC State, and I was so shocked. And so she said I was her first, and while she was here, she continued to do that for other alums. The Bennett name and our reputation is global. I thank our national president. She said I was her first. And I want to thank her for being supportive in my last year as president, and we look forward to still doing whatever I can for Bennett, because my steps are continuing to be ordered. Jimmy Gravely and Gladys Robinson, these are my classmates in the class of 71. Thank you so very much, and keep the bells ringing.
Faculty Service Award. I'm supposed to announce that Yesterday, Mr. Keontae Coleman received his PhD, and he is now to be called Dr. Keontae Coleman. If you notice typos, it's myself because I love the name Keontae, so I thought it was a female. At the last minute, I found out we had a male, a nice good-looking male, so blame the miss part on me, but look at the nice Mr. Dr. Dr. Keontae Coleman, Faculty Service Award recipient, says to me that he wants his students to have a voice. He says, I want my students to see something, and I want them to say that they want to do something, but recognize the fact that it's different when they want to do something and actually do it. I want them to believe in themselves, and I want them to put in that position where they understand and move forward on that which they understand. He wants to facilitate instruction. And he wants to revitalize the growth mindset in the journalism and media studies department. And he feels he's made a difference in that college curriculum program. The professional manner in which he has done that, in which he's related to the Bennett Bells, in which he has placed tradition, understanding, and voice in our Bennett Bells, is his payback to our dear alma mater, and is the reason why we have identified him as our National Alumni Association Faculty Service Award recipient. Dr. Keontae Coleman, please come forward.
Oh, you want to give him something? Okay.
Dr. Coleman, we have something else for you at this time. Since we're so quick that you received your doctorate, we have to have a quick turnaround on our saying celebration.
Good afternoon. You've heard some about Dr., I'm still saying Mr., Dr. Coleman's work as an academic. I want to also let you know that he has been an exemplary man for the Bells that he has touched since he's been here. He demonstrates how a husband honors a wife, how a father cares for his daughters, how a son and brother uplifts his family, and how a leader inspires those who work with him. We talk about the Bell ideal, he's the male ideal. Sometimes God rains all the blessings on us at once, and that's what's happening with Keontae now, in addition to the PhD and this award. He has been offered a position at Middle Tennessee State University, and so we will lose him. But he will not lose us. And so we want to make sure that he won't forget us. So on behalf of Tom Lipscomb, my colleague, and the JMS Bells here, and those who have graduated who are not here, we are offering him this that says, to Keontae Coleman, professor, advisor, and mentor for your faithful dedication to the department and the college, with love, admiration, and respect from students and faculty of the Department of Journalism and Media Studies. And in addition to this, for his shelf in Tennessee, this is a biography of Ida B. Wells, the first Black woman journalist and activist. So he will remember the women who came before him and the women that he has touched. It is not wrapped because the students have been signing it. And if there are any of you today who are among his students, I hope he will give you a chance to sign this so he can remember this. This is called Ida, a sword among lions. Keontae is a lion among bells.
Can you talk? Take a picture with him. Tom, Tom, come up. Tom, come up, please.
Maybe you'll stay down. With all that.
Take a picture with him. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right.
I was doing good today. I said I was going to call all the names and not mess anybody's name up. I wasn't going to cry. I am lucky. Thank you. I'm lucky. I'm honored. I'm the third JMS person to win this award. You just saw the other two, and they won it the last 2 years. And I think that says a lot about what we've built and what we do. Bennett has, I've told a number of people when they ask me about why did you get out of television? And it really just kind of all happened sporadically. But I've told everyone since then. Bennett has put years back on my life because I was a local television news producer. And the amount of stress that you get from walking into a newsroom every day is just a lot. And it's a different stress working with students and all of that, but it's not the same. And I've said it time and time again, being able to become a professor and an advisor, internship coordinator, all the different hats that you start to wear, alumnae, listserv coordinator, so all those media bells out there that shared their information so I could pass it along to our students and were willing to send congratulations and all those things. You know, we need that. I strongly believe that the stories that are told about this college need to be shaped by this college. And everything that you all do and that the stories that brought you to Bennett are the same stories that are still bringing the young ladies that we serve today to Bennett. And we have to make sure that we're telling those stories because that's how we're going to make sure that Bennett thrives. I'm not worried about surviving. That's how we're going to make sure it thrives. So my moving on now to Tennessee is more of a life decision, not a anything wrong with Bennett decision. It's getting closer to family. I've raised, my wife and I have raised our 2 girls. We've been here 10 years, and my oldest is 11. We live in Mississippi, or we're both from Mississippi, so we're trying to get a little closer so the grandparents can see the grandkids a little more than just a little bit over the summer. So, so it's not a Bennett decision. I love Bennett. I'll continue to be an advocate for Bennett, and thank you. I truly thank you.
Yes, everything. Service Staff Award. Mr. Antonio Tony Gallimore, recipient of the 2018 Staff Service Award, is a tireless cheerleader who promotes a spirit of camaraderie among staff, favorably impacting the morale in Bennett College campus. Bennett College is fortunate in having extremely loyal employees, and Tony is committed to helping Bennett College succeed, as his loyalty is always displayed through his caring and professional actions. Now President of the Staff Council for the 2017-2018 academic year, Tony is indeed a champion and supporter of staff, faculty, students, and the National Alumni Association as well. Truly a well-deserved award. The Staff Service Award goes to Mr. Antonio Tony Gallimore. Please come forward.
So this is what y'all do after commencement, huh? When I go home to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich after being up since 4, I come fresh off the quad, setting up and breaking down every speaker chair, microphone, cable, and this is beautiful. I like this. And then y'all got me coming behind Keontae. This is a strong brother. I love him, and we're on the same page. You're going to see by something I say here. But first and foremost, I would like to thank God, who is my Father in heaven, Jesus, who is my Redeemer, and the Holy Spirit, who is the power in me through God today. As I was talking to some of the bells over there, I was asked a question, and it was, what do I like the most about Bennett? And with Keontae crying over there, I had to tell him the truth, and that is the matriculation process. I see these young ladies come through, and today, as they hit those 4 steps, they cry all the way up the steps. And the whole time they were here, I can't wait to leave. I ain't coming back. And then you gotta throw them, you gotta push them across the stage. And I love that part of it, seeing them grow up and become young women. It's beautiful. I wanna thank you all for this award. Anything I do is a complete reflection of the entire staff as a whole. We are a team, better yet, we're a family. Faculty, staff, leadership, alumni. We're a family. That's what makes Bennett special, is Bennett is a family. Not only that, I was over there thinking, and I figured out how Bennett could get $1 billion. I figured how we could change the world. If we bottle up how to turn young women into powerful women, global thinkers, and we bottle that and sell it. The world is ours. That's the remedy. That's what Bennett was built on. That is what Bennett was built on. So it's not rocket science after all. Well, as you heard, I am the Staff Council President of Bennett College, and I serve for a 2-year term. It is my responsibility to boost morale and create a spirit of family, something Bennett is already familiar with. We as the staff are logistical people, meaning that most of the things we do are happening behind the scenes. One could almost say just the same about the Bennett alumni. It's no secret that you have carried us, bailed us out, sustained us over the years, and for this I humbly say thank you to all of you. if I wasn't scared of being attacked by the Me Too movement, I would go around the room and hug and kiss each and every one of them. Y'all will tell on me. Y'all ain't gonna have me on the news. Please know that your goodwill and your blessings do not go unnoticed. As Staff Council President, I accept this award along with so many others who have taken pay cuts, been moved around, taken a ton of jobs they never signed up for, and still continue to get up and come and give Bennett their all. Thank you. Even when the future seems uncertain at times, the staff at Bennett are some of the most dedicated people I've ever worked with. You know, I would like to share something with you. First, may I ask how many of you in this room are Christians? That's a lot of hands. I like that. Now, may I ask how many of you have faith? Same amount of hands. Okay. How many of you have mustard seed faith? Okay, well, the good thing is in order to get things from God, all we have to do is have mustard seed faith, right? That's what the word says. So some of you have exercised your faith and it's stronger than others, and some of you have kept the mustard seed faith, which is all is required to get what you need from God. So I'm going to ask you a question that I ask people just to provoke thought. You all believe that Jesus walked on water, right? Yes. Okay. Do you believe he could swim in the dirt? What's the difference? It's a little harder to believe he can swim in dirt, right? It's still physics. If he can defy physics by walking on water, he can swim in the dirt. Okay, so my argument is that most people, especially Christians, don't stretch their faith. They see it one way and they think that's the only way that it can happen. Well, I'm telling you, in this day and time, we, the Bennett family, we have to have that kind of faith that believe God can swim in the dirt, not just walk on water. We have to believe in the impossible. Keontae, here I come back to you. Let me see. So once again, I will close by saying thank you. Thank you for this award, and please join me in continuing to keep Bennett, its leadership, employees, and most importantly, students lifted in the prayer for God to take us over and through this mountain and then from glory to glory. And the part that I wanted to say in here that lined up with what you said was, we're going to go from striving to thriving. And we're going to make it. God bless you all.
Thank you. Come on, Tom.
Okay, turn the page, we have two more. Our unsung heroes. From the Eastern North Carolina chapter, we have Miss Catherine Neal Lucas, class of 1949. And she comes from the Rocky Mountain Alumnae chapter. And it states that she is a Renaissance woman, and before there was even a movement for integrating segregation, she claimed civil rights space by publicly voicing commitment to promoting equity. She's been very active in her community, inside her church, inside her chapter, and she continues her prosperous life as past president of the Braswell Memorial Public Library, currently a Board of Trustee member. Her powers of compliment is her family. However, she's been active as an editor. She's been very active as a member of of the Our Lady Perpetual Help Church. She's been a first in numerous, first black member of the Rocky Mount chapter of American Association of University Women, the first person of color to hold an office in the Rocky Mount Children's Museum. She's been a first in numerous. However, she says that she loves to faithfully attend her meetings and the function of the Eastern North Carolina Bennett College alumnae, and she's currently holding the office of corresponding secretary. Ms. Catherine Neal Lucas, class of 1949, our 2018 chapter of Unsung Heroines. Already up here, Okay. It reads, Bennett College National Alumni Association Unsung Heroine Award presented to Ms. Catherine Neal Lucas, class of 49. Your commitment to your chapter has exemplified your commitment to your alma mater. May 5th, 2018.
Thank you. Want to take a picture with us? You want to let her go ahead and say something? Take pictures too. You want to speak first?
Dr. Dawkins and the other day's guests, my dear other Bennett sisters all out there, so beautiful, guests, I'm just happy to have you to share this occasion with me. It's really an honor. And then there's another Bennett sister that I met after this announcement came to me. In fact, she let me know that I had won this award, and that is Gwen Mackle Rice. And she's real special. We learned each other. She gave me instructions, and she's just beautiful. But the most beautiful thing of all, her sister and I were classmates. And I think Gwen says she came to the graduation and she was about 8 years old. I don't know what's happened, but I'm not that old. I also want to say thanks for the support and, of course, selecting me to some of my chapter members who are here today. I believe there are 3, Ann Lanier, Alice Chanel, and Gardenia Hobbs. And of course their husbands are here also. So thank you. And to my family, of course, I have a son who can't sit but so long, before he's moving around. And I don't believe he's at the table right now, but his name is Richard Lucas Jr. He brought me here today, and I want to say I appreciate that. And my other beautiful family, 4 children, 8 grands, are not here, but they're here in spirit, because on April 18th, I had a wow birthday party. A wow. And they surprised me, and they had to come from distances. And so we celebrated really in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we have a wedding coming up. My only granddaughter's getting married, and there are a lot of obligations. I have noticed they have supported me well in the souvenir program, though. But they appreciate so much my receiving this award also. And finally, I would just like to say, thank you, Bennett, because Bennett taught me the way. Had no idea what life had to offer, but most of the time I was able to handle it. And I think I got some of that self-assurance through being trained well and taught well here at Bennett College. So Bennett will always be a dear place. And as we say in our alma mater, mother, She is one of my mothers, and thank you very much. Oh, there he is.
You want to take a picture?
Well, right here. He's coming. I think he's coming up.
Stand here.
Come on up. Miss Mayo, come on up. Our last awardee is Miss Myrtle Taylor Mayo, class of 54. As one of this year's unsung heroine, Myrtle Taylor Mayo, class of 54, is a devoted and long-standing member of the Durham Alumnae Chapter and the National Alumnae Association. Now, she has a seasoned relationship builder, some kind of gadget inside of her, but no matter who she talks to, she seems to get money out of them, she seems to know their past, she seems to know all about them, and she remembers who they are, believe me. We affectionately call her the guru of the fund development because she demonstrates exceptional fiscal support for Bennett College. And besides the fact that she generates high funds, she definitely brings in many of the guests for the white breakfast in the Durham Alumnae Chapter. She's a member of the Dickerson Chapel AME Zion Church in Hillsborough, North Carolina, and she's a life member of her church's Women Missionary Society. Although many whom she has mentored over the years consider Belle Mayo a mother and grandmother figure, her family's heart belongs to her daughter, the Reverend Dr. Sarah Springs, and her grandchild. Congratulations to our Durham chapter unsung hero, Miss Myrtle Taylor Mayo, class of 54.
Thank you very much. I didn't know I had to say anything, so I'm just going to say what comes out of my heart, because she has already given, and you can read. You can read. We all can read. Because I know that you're tired and you're ready to go. First, I'd like to give honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who is first in my life. And I want to say to all of you, I am a miracle, and I thank God for that miracle. I would like for all of the Durham Alumni Chapter to stand, including the former president, Dr. Watts, and also our president at the present, Dr. Jacqueline Anderson. I'm sorry that I didn't get your name, but I do know your name. Because you have been very supportive to me. And all of the National Association life, will you stand also? Life members. All life members stand. And I just want to thank God for all of you, my Bennett sisters, my dear Bennett Bells. You have been a support for me and my family. And I would just like to say very briefly, when I graduated from Henderson Institute in Vance County, I was an honor student. I was selected and got scholarships, received scholarships to several colleges, even to Hampton, which I love music. I love music. Thank you for the beautiful music over there. You saw that I was keeping up with the time. I love music, all kinds of music. music person. I came from a music family, and I just love music. And I would just like to say that I am so honored and happy to have made the idea of, decided to go to Bennett, because I had a mentor there. And I went there, went to several colleges, and I went to Bennett, and at that time we had a school that I looked at, and my family said, "You don't want to go to an all-girls school. It's no boys there." But I came from a family of 11 children. I had 5 brothers and 6 sisters. So I was very, very well blessed. Secondly, Bennett, once I got to Bennett, I loved Bennett. I had a work study, and that was pretty hard, but it taught me a lesson. It taught me a lesson how to work with people, and especially with a lot of women, a lot of girls, because most of the time that's all I saw, unless in the afternoon when you had the Aggies from A&T, men to come over. But anyway, to make it a long story short, I have learned to work with diversity of people, diversity of women, and as I do today, I talk to them and tell them about Bennett College. And they will say, "What do you offer them?" And I will go into details and sit down and recommend and have them to decide. And I can recall of the names of the students that I have given or helped them to come to Bennett. And I know the time is drawing near, because my daughter's telling me that's enough. And when she preaches or when she talks and she preaches. But I just want to read this little poem to all of you to say Bennett has been a great, great challenge to me. And I would just like to say, here to the people who get back more time than they are knocked down, who give more than ever expect to receive, and still show love to others, even when their heart are broken, who smile through sad times, who light the way for others, who spread the laughter, the joy. Thank you very much for this awards. And may God continue to bless you. And I could go on, but I'm gonna say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. My daughter. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, that's my business. This is my come on, I'm gonna take this and get out of here. They give you a
This concludes all the awards from the National Alumni Association for 2018 awards.
Now we're going to move on to the second thing that you've been waiting for. And I think this has been a good wait, because we're going to have some excitement coming along today. I'd like to ask Maxine Womel-Bakeman, our fundraising chair, to get us started. with this process. I think all of you, most of you know the drill. If you don't, you're going to learn it pretty soon.
Please come forward. Good afternoon, everyone. This is one of the highlights of the All-Bennett Luncheon, where we have the opportunity to hear from you how much you love Bennett and want to report on it. We're going to move it along so that we can all cheer. Janet Peterson, who works on the fundraising committee, is assured that we have no problems in reaching over $1 million. So let us start by having our classes come forward and report. And if you will just come forward and identify yourself and tell us what your cleared amount is that you're reporting. That means true cash. We're going to call the classes so that you can line up by where we're going to call them. Class 1948, if you would come forward, we're going to line up here. Class 1953, 1958, 1963, 1968, and 1973.
My name is Ernestine Horton, Pascal Shade, class of 1948. I'm so proud to be celebrating our 70th year at Bennett College. There are a few of us left. However, we are happy to present $110,000. $326.
My name is Mary Bell, and our class is the class of 1953. So we are celebrating 65 years of having finished Bennett. Where did the years go? We can't believe it ourselves. That indeed was a tough act to follow. But I have to remind you that our class, when we celebrated our 50th year, was the first class to give Bennett College $100,000. It was a handful. So certainly that is our legacy, part of it anyway. Today, we are giving to Bennett, after having finished 65 years in the winter of our years, $27,146.
Now we're going to have the class of 1958.
Shine your light, shine your light, and we're going to shine our light. Janet Daly Peterson, the class of 1958. For my classmates, please stand. Thank you. Somebody said it couldn't be done, and our goal was to get $60,000 this year. And I am sorry to say that we ended up with not the $60,000, but we are going to just be happy to give you $92,000.
The amount is $91,125.52.
Think I might as well turn that phone back on. The great class of 1963, we're celebrating our 55th year, and our total amount is $15,693.
The amount is $15,693 and no cents. Class of 68. The silver bells.
The golden bells today, 50 years today. Yes, 50 years ago we graduated from this great institution, Bennett College, Greensboro, North Carolina. And on behalf of my illustrious classmates, we are happy to report today, but this is not our final figure, girls, ladies, my classmates, $44,551. We have until June 30th to donate more to our college, and it is greatly needed. Thank you.
The amount is $44,551. Thank you very much. Next class. Class of 73.
I'm Bennett College, and this is Tony Price, and we are roommates. 45 years graduate, class of 73. We are happy to report $37,000.
$37,000.
They're not playing.
Class of 78.
Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer Fountain Rogers, and I'm from the class of 1978, 78, strong, and we have presented to you a total of $19,260.
$19,160. The next class. 1983.
The class of 83, stand please. I'm Gwendolyn Walker, and representing our class at our 35th reunion, and our donations total $5,000.
Thank you very much. $41,000. Correction. She has another number here. The total. $4,100.
Well, they have it. They got a lot.
Class of 1988.
Yes, a lot. That's
please stand? There are only a few of us, but we wanted to present to Bennett $2,200.
Okay, the grand total is $22,000. Sorry, there's a little scratch out there. Class of 1993.
The class of 1993 presents our seed offering of $2,015.
Hello everyone, my name is Adrienne Walker and I am representing class of 1998. This is our 20th anniversary and we are donating $6,092.76.
$6,092. Minus 2003.
$6,092.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shemaya Herring, and on behalf of the class of 2008, we are donating $225.
Next class.
On behalf of the student body, we would like to donate $100. Also, the Pre-Alumni Council will continue to help and donate money.
We now have a special presentation from the Deltas.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tennille Francis, class of 1999. We're not in reunion. However, the spring 1998 initiates of the Omicron Delta chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated are celebrating 20 years of sisterhood, scholarship, and service. So the ladies that are present, if you would please stand. We wanted to sow into our alma mater, Mother Bennett. So today we're presenting to Bennett College a donation of $6,510.
We now ask the class, the chapters, please line up for Albany, Georgia, Baltimore, Maryland, Charleston, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Chicago. Do we have any class? Cincinnati, Ohio, Delaware Valley, Detroit, Michigan, Durham, North Carolina, Eastern North Carolina, Gastonia, Greater New York.
We need to.
Could you come? Greensboro, North Carolina, Las Vegas, Metro Atlanta, Albany, Georgia. Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston, South Carolina is reporting
The Metro Charlotte chapter would like to present $18,009.26.
Cincinnati, Ohio. $130.
Cincinnati, Ohio, $130.95.
$130.951. Cincinnati, Ohio.
Get that math. Cincinnati, $130,000.951.
Cincinnati, Ohio, the number 130951. Chicago, Illinois, $7,545. Cincinnati, Ohio, Delaware, Detroit, Michigan,
Delaware Valley, $6,667.
Columbus, South Carolina, $1,895. Detroit, Michigan.
Hello, everybody. The Detroit, Michigan chapter is proud to present Bennett College with $6,470.
$6,470. The Durham chapter.
Durham chapter is proud to present the college $35,506.18.
Durham chapter presents $35,506.18. Eastern North Carolina.
Eastern North Carolina is happy to present $16,576.
North Carolina presents $16,576. Gastonia, North Carolina.
Gastonia, North Carolina wants to present at this point $2,000.
Greater New York. $12,156. Greater New York. Gastonia,
Representative Janet Peterson. We are going to do wonders next year. So Greensboro and Washington, D.C., you better watch out. We're happy to present $200.
Las Vegas presents $200. Houston, Texas.
The Houston, Texas chapter is proud to present $3,150.
Houston chapter is $3,150. Metro Atlanta.
The Metro Atlanta chapter proudly presents $35,904.
$35,904. New England. $3,855.25. New England. Northern Virginia.
Good afternoon. The small but mighty Northern Virginia chapter, membership of 6, reports $19,300.
$19,300.53. Thank you. New Jersey reports $14,345. Orangeburg, South Carolina. No report. PD County. One. Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh reports $16,163.27.
$16,163.27. Richmond, Virginia.
The Richmond chapter reports $2,700.
$700. South Central. $5,288.50. Savannah is $151. Southern California.
The Southern California chapter reports $23,381.92.
In case you didn't hear, it was $23,381.92. Tidewater. San Francisco Bay.
Good afternoon. I also bring you greetings from sunny California. The San Francisco Bay chapter is donating $10,600.
$600. Westchester, Western North Carolina.
Good afternoon. The wonderful women of the Western North Carolina chapter are small in number. We are several counties that spread 85 miles. However, to make a long story short, we are proud to announce that we have raised $12,090.
Westchester.
Good afternoon, everyone. Westchester chapter of Bennett College alumni is presenting today $38,933.
Ms. Fagan, you have your report. $38,933 is the report from Westchester. Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem reports $14,734.
Amount is $14,434 and $14,734.01. The individual contributions total $55,759. We will now have a report from the Greensboro Center.
I get to go last. She is last. I promise you, she's last.
Metropolitan Washington, D.C.
Good afternoon, will the members of the Metro D.C. chapter please stand? The Metropolitan Washington D.C. Alumni Association is proud to present $64,600.
That amount was $64,662. Now have the Greensboro
Good afternoon. Would the members of the Greensboro chapter please stand? The warriors of the Greensboro chapter, led by the 1961 champion of money raising, Rosalind Smith Mead, we are contributing $192,000. Number, which is 192,220.36.
If you will hold on just a minute,
Pardon me. I just have a quick announcement to make while they're doing the count. In the lost and found are, where did I write that down? A hat and glasses. If you're missing those, please let us know. Thank you.
Mason wants to make some remarks while they count. He won't stay long.
Okay, I just hope he doesn't take long because it just messes us up. The alum to ask that we not have him here now. I thought maybe after you do the other presentation.
Maybe you can do remarks and our remarks.
Huh?
You can do some remarks and our remarks. At the end when I do remarks.
Yeah, maybe that.
Everybody in the audience the opportunity to make a contribution. So if you have not, and you're holding on to your checks or cash, we would be glad to come by your table and pick it up. Contribution you'd like to make?
Would you just see if every table can raise $25? Every table. Can you? What she's asking for is more money. Every table. Every table. Let's see if every table can do $25.
That's good. That's good. Crazy. She should have said 100.
Now if you want to do more than 25, it's all right. Every table, $25.
Go around and collect. You belong to the church.
What you got? What you got? How many tables are here?
Somebody said.
All right, you got your money, raise it up, and we'll get it.
Take it.
What you got?
It's something. There's a bag in the church.
How about that?
Collect it. Y'all hold it. Somebody.
We got it. We got it. I need someone, oh, by the way, what you're doing is, today is the 5th month, the 5th day of the 5th month, and it's my birthday. So you're just giving me a birthday present. Today I'm 28 years old. Now, in case I have dyslexia, so when you turn that 28 around, you'll get my 82nd birthday today. Thank you for that. I need to see what your totals are. my fellow alumni probably will fuss at me. But let's see what we got next.
We need to, yeah. Gwen, Dr. Dawkins, our total to date, minus Janet's special fundraising, is $1,114,850.29. Okay, so now our goal was $1.2 million. So Gwen, Trustee Rice, Dr. Dawkins has a special presentation she'd like to make at this time.
Give them that total again, Audrey.
What was that?
Give the million again.
Give the total again.
$1,114,850.29. So anybody who has the calculations know that we're a little off. So Dr. Dawkins.
I want to thank everyone for the amount contributed so far. So I want to bring forth a special guest, Attorney James Bennett.
Good afternoon. I am so pleased to be here today. I've been communicating with the college for the past few months about an estate of one of your alums. My godmother, Glendora Putnam, is from the class of 1945. She was a civil rights pioneer. She was one of the first African-American graduates from law school at Boston University. She was one of the first civil rights leaders for our state attorney general's office. She was also the national president of the YWCA. You know, I spent a lot of time with my godmother when I was young, but I didn't know about her accomplishments, and I didn't know much of anything about Bennett College till approximately 5 years ago when she took ill. And I stepped in to manage her finances and essentially take care of her medically and emotionally. And during that time, I learned so much about all of you. And I really didn't understand the pride that she had in her heart and the love that she had for this college until I accepted Audrey Franklin's invitation and came down to spend time with you today. So, as the executor of Glendora's estate, it is my proud honor to present a check to Bennett College in the amount of $400,000. Today, there are still other funds in the account, but I have to work with now the IRS and pay some other bills. But probably towards the end of this year or this time next year, depending upon how fast I can move things, there'll probably be another $90,000 to $100,000 that I'll work with.
Was a Bennett alum. So this counts toward our alumni goal of $1,250,000. However, we've exceeded the goal as a result of this gift. And our current total now, we've still got until June the 30th. Please keep that in mind and open your pocketbooks and give more and get others to give. But our total now is $1,514,000 $850.29. Give yourselves a hand. Can we just do one sing-along while we wrap up some things up here? Trina, lead us. You can lead from there. You know the favorite song, the preference song. How about that one?
And tell me why.
There. Come on, start from there, Trina. There are many, many schools, Trina. Right now, Dr. Dawkins is going to give some closing remarks.
Before I start, Mr. Mason Blatcher, would you please come forward? Mason.
Would any of you like to beat the other classes between now and June 30th? There are a couple of secrets to doing it on the last 2 pages of the program. It's amazing, but I think some of you, for example, after giving a talk yesterday at the donor breakfast, I was approached by a number of belles who offered various gift possibilities from their estate. If you look at the last 2 pages, I'm only going to take 2 minutes. One is the Willa B. Players Society. Glendora Putnam was, or will be inducted anyway, as a member of the Willa B. Players Society. These are the people who have promised Bennett something in their estates, are thinking about putting Bennett in their estates, or who would like information about putting Bennett in their estates. If you would just fill this out, let us know. It's really important for Bennett to be able to look into the future because we're planning its future long after June 30th, 2018. Indeed, the centennial is June 30th, 2026, by which time we hope to test a campaign that is larger than any that Bennett has had before. The second page tells you about the tricks that you can do on your own finances, taxes, to double your money. For example, one class who presented a very handsome amount of money today may double that before June 30th or before year end because of something one alum told me about her estate. So it's really significant for you to take a look at these simple precepts. If you own stock that has gone up in value since you acquired it, it may be some great funny money, like a great coupon, that will help to increase the goal. If you have an IRA that you have to take money out of because you are age 70 and 1/2, and you don't need it to live on, that money could help Bennett and save you some income tax. Enough of this now. It's been a long program. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
First of all, once again, I want to thank you for all your contributions, from the classes to the chapters, and especially to James Bono, who flew here from Boston to deliver this check to us today. I met him in Boston about a couple of weeks ago and asked him, along with Audrey Franklin and others that have been involved in this, it has taken him 2 years to settle her estate. So thank you, James, for coming. I also want to acknowledge the 2018 NAA honorees. Congratulations. And I also want to recognize a person I met a couple of weeks ago, Reverend Rivens. If he's still in the audience, please stand. Reverend Rivens, please stand. He's a Reverend from the United Methodist Church, and he's a member of BMCR. And at that time, that church gave us $4,000. Thank you, Reverend Rivens. Also, I'd like to recognize former presidents, Esther Terry, please stand. Esther, Gloria Scott as well. And my leadership team here with me today. You met Mason, Dr. Lorraine Acker, please stand. Dr. Ann, Mr. Leroy Summers, Ms. Kimberly Dry, who escorted our new Miss Bennett College, and also want to acknowledge my husband, Dr. Bobby Dawkins. And then once again, congratulations to Dr. Keontae Coleman. I want to thank you, everyone here and up here on the podium. I also want to acknowledge Provost Dr. Dorothy Brown. Thank you.
Okay, we have another total. You know, you just raised these $25 per table, and so you raised $1,495. So our new total is $1,516,345.29. Before we close and sing the alma mater, I just want to give a hearty thanks to Audrey Franklin and Yolanda Johnson and the other staff at the college who have put this on. We could not have done it without you. I tell you, we could not have done it without you. You know, we are volunteers, and I don't live near here, and the rest of them live a little closer. Well, a couple of us live far away too, but it means so much to be able to just come and do what we have to do and know that it will be all right. So, are there any announcements? Oh, one announcement, two announcements. Tonight at sometimes 8 o'clock, is that right? We will party hardy down the hall here. And then tomorrow morning, don't stay up too late now, because we have our white breakfast when our 50-year class leads that and serves us and provides us with a wonderful program. And I hope that you will all be there. And then I think we will be done for this particular wonderful reunion weekend. And thank you all so much for coming. And now we'll sing our alma mater. Yes, I'm sorry, I apologize, yes. Oh, the vendors. We have plenty of vendors, several vendors on the 3rd floor. Please visit them and support. Many of them will make the contributions. The profits go to Bennett College. Not all of them, but many of them. So be sure to patronize them. Will someone lead us an alma mater? Or we'll all just do it. Could you stand, please?
What shall last till the evening shadows fall, till we hear us clear call? Mother, may we offer thee lives of worth and purity. Go with us throughout the years, smile on us in doubts and fears. Bless us with thy tender care. Mother, fairest of the fair, how often now we sing, hail the light that thou dost bring. True we've been throughout the past, true to thee, what shall last?
Congratulations on meeting your title.
Well, we haven't finished yet.
I know, we still got to June 30th, and I want people to think it's over, right?
No, they